So today I didn't really know what to make a video about, so I figured I would just go on Instagram and ask you guys to ask me any questions that you had. I don't even know where to start because there's so many, but I want to do a really long Q&A video today where I just like ramble off a ton of answers, because I always really like watching those videos whenever I'm on the treadmill at the gym or I'm just like out for a walk. So if you are about to watch this, either get on the treadmill, go outside for a walk, or get a really healthy snack, because I feel like this video is going to be very long. And I'm not going to do this in any specific order, I'm just going to start answering questions. So the first one is, when are you going to start building your other house? If you guys don't know, me and Derek have lived in this tiny house for almost 2 years now. I think it will be 3 years when we actually leave and move into the other house. And since we've decided to have children, we obviously cannot have children in this tiny house. It would just not work. I couldn't even be pregnant in this tiny house because I couldn't imagine like getting up and down this ladder, and it would be really annoying being really pregnant and having to pee all night and like come down this ladder and go into the bathroom. Oh my gosh. So we have designed an off-grid rammed earth style house that is amazing. When you guys see it, you're gonna die. It's the coolest house I've ever seen. And to give you kind of an idea, if you've ever seen an earth ship, it's kind of like an earth ship, except for all of the rooms are separated by a greenhouse. So the entire house is gonna be covered, but when you walk into the entryway, it's a greenhouse. And then to the left is gonna be our master suite. To the right is gonna be a kitchen. And then like if you walk around the back of the house, you'll have to walk around the back to get to the kids' bedrooms, and there will be another bathroom over there. But it's all gonna be intertwined with a greenhouse going through the whole thing. You guys will have to wait until, I'm sure Derek, once the architect is done with the design, the 3D model, he'll probably show it on his YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my husband's channel, Handyman, and I will put the link below, so go subscribe to that. We actually just did another video talking about everything I hate about this tiny house and why I hate living in it, and it was just like me rambling forever about all of the things that I don't like. But when we were thinking about living in this tiny house for the rest of our life, we had a totally different perspective than we have when we know that we're going to be moving out of the tiny house. So when you know that you're going to be doing something forever, you're like, this isn't so bad. Like, we really could actually live in this house comfortably, the two of us, for the rest of our life. There's just some things that are kind of annoying. Like, it's a small house and it doesn't have a lot of room, and have a lot of pets in this house, and there's just little things about it that get to you over time. So that's what I was kind of rambling about in that video. But to answer your question, we're actually going to start building the house in December or January. And the biggest part of the house is going to be making the rammed earth walls. So if you don't know what a rammed earth house is, it is basically a house that is built out of sand and clay. It's a mixture, and you pound it between two forms. But you pound it so hard that the forms actually create, like, I think the walls are 2 feet thick, but that 2 feet of clay and sand mixture is so incredibly hard. It's harder than concrete. So like a car could run into this house, it would total the car, and the house maybe have a few dents on the outside or something. But it's a really cool way to build a house. It doesn't cost a lot of money for building material wise, because it's just made out of the sand and the clay on our property. And Derek also has another video of him building our rammed earth fireplace. If you want to check that out, it's on his channel, but that's kind of the basic concept. But the house itself is more eco-friendly because the walls are so thick. They have a lot of thermal mass to them. So the house basically heats and cools itself. You do have to use a little bit when the temperatures are really extreme. But since it's so hot here, we really just worry about the summer and the house keeping cool on its own without having a ton of alternative insulation and heating and cooling measures and wasting a lot of energy that way with air conditioning and heat. So yeah, we're gonna start building it in January. Hopefully it's done by the time I give birth to a child. So someone asked, how much money is enough money when you live minimally? Say that you have no debt, you don't have any student loans, you don't have any credit card debt, you own your house, you own your car, flat out, you're not paying a mortgage on anything. You can live very, very minimally. The only thing that we really have to pay for is our internet plan every month. We pay our land taxes, which were about $1,000 a year. We pay for food and gas, and that's it. Like that, we really don't have a lot of bills. So with those things in mind, we could probably get by on, you know, $500 a month, honestly. At the very, like, that would actually probably be very comfortable to have $500 a month for food, for gas, for our cell phone plan, which is our internet plan, and then we'd even have some left over for our land taxes. But you really don't need a lot of money when you get out of debt, and that's my biggest advice. If I could go back and tell my younger self, do not get in debt. If you are young, do not get yourself in debt. And if you are in debt, pay off your debt as quickly as you possibly can, because it will give you so much more freedom in your life. I used to have a job where I made a lot of money. I had a Mercedes that my job paid for, and the more money that I made, the more like money I didn't have, because as I kept going up the income bracket, I, you know, bought more expensive things. I bought more clothes. I got more into credit card debt. I would buy just more lavish things, and from the outside it might look like people have a lot of money if they have nice cars, if they have a nice house, but a lot of these people are millions of dollars in debt, and it's just, you're just giving your money away to these companies, and it's a lot of stress to have, you know, thousands of dollars in bills every month. It keeps you really, really tied up to a steady income job. Maybe it's not a job that you even like, and yeah, it's my biggest advice for any of you. Do not get yourself in debt, and if you are in debt, get yourself out of debt as quickly as you possibly can. If you guys want another video on how Derek and I got out of debt so quickly, let me know, and maybe I can make that video with him. But we got out of debt pretty quick. How was your past life regression? I had a past life regression 2 months ago, and honestly, it was really disappointing. Like, nothing happened. I don't even think I was really hypnotized. It was pretty stupid, honestly. But I think if I went to a person who, I don't know, I guess maybe it was better, it would have been better. I have a friend who actually does crystal past life regression, and I'm thinking of doing one with her. But the lady that I went to, it was just, I don't know, I didn't see anything, nothing happened. It was really disappointing. Are you nervous at all that Derek's vasectomy or reversal won't result in pregnancy? No, I'm not worried about that at all. What's funny is when we moved to Tucson, we were riding our bikes everywhere. We sold our car and we didn't have a car, so we would ride our bikes everywhere. And this one route that we would go, I think it was when we went to Sprouts, we would go by the International Center for Vasectomy or Reversal. And it's so funny because if you probably go back to our old vlogs on our channel, I'm pretty sure there's a video of Derek riding his bike past this place being like, never gonna go there. If you're not familiar with ICVR, if you know anything about vasectomy reversals, it's basically like the best place in the entire world to get a vasectomy reversal. The doctor there, Dr. Marks, I think he invented the tool that is used in every procedure for the vasectomy reversal, and he invented the actual procedure. So they have a 99.9% success rate, and I'm not nervous about it not working. He said that we'll be like good to go 2 weeks after. So Derek just has to rest 2 weeks, and we can't have sex for 2 weeks. Everything has to heal down there. But he said basically right away everything works perfectly, and you'll be good to go. Because what happens is everything is still happening within that region. It's just that it's, from what I understand, it's just the tube that goes when the sperm like comes out. It's not connecting with the part where it something I don't even know. Somehow the sperm dies along the way, and like in his body, in his balls, oh my god, we're talking about this, his sperm is still actually alive. It's just that on the way out, it's like you're shooting blanks. So all they have to do is reconnect the tissue, and then it'll come out and it will be fine. The only thing that I'm actually nervous about is that, so on my mom's side, my grandma had 3 sets of twins, and Dr. Marks also said that at ICVR they have a much higher rate of twins. It's like double the normal rate. And that's the only thing that I'm really nervous about, is getting pregnant and having twins, especially for my first pregnancy. I just couldn't imagine having a natural home birth pregnancy with twins, and not just having to push out 1 baby, but having to push out 2 babies. And because twins are so prevalent in my family and they skip a generation, that's what I'm really nervous about. Because, I mean, it would be a blessing, but I just feel like it would be a lot for a first pregnancy. Especially if we did it at home with no drugs and totally natural. I don't even know if the midwife that I'm using would let me. I don't even know if they would let you do a home birth like that, because it'd be higher risk. So I would probably have to give birth in a hospital. What is my skin and hair care routine? Honestly, you guys, I don't do anything with my skin or my hair. I wash my hair twice a week. I use a all-natural coconut type soap. And the biggest tip that I've ever gotten for your skin is actually to exfoliate your skin every single day. There was a video of this guy who is 70 or 75 years old, and he looked like he was 40. Legitimately, he looked amazing. And he said his biggest tip that he ever got was to exfoliate the crap out of his skin so that it keeps renewing. And that's what I've done ever since. So every single day I have one of those body glove things, the exfoliating gloves, and I put it on and I exfoliate my face, my neck, my entire body. Sometimes I do dry brushing as well. But I swear my skin looks better at 32 years old than it did when I was 22. And I really think that it's just from eating a plant-based diet, eating healthy, taking care of myself from the inside out, and exfoliating the crap out of my skin. I also try really hard not to make, this is gonna sound stupid, but not to make really prominent facial, you know, like how people get Botox so that their face won't move. If I'm outside, I squint my eyes if the sun is bright, but I won't be like squinting my eyes, so that I'm not, you know, like putting a ton of wrinkle lines on my face. I just try not to, I don't know, squint really hard, or, you know, I'll wear sunglasses or a hat. I don't even use sunscreen. Sometimes I use red raspberry seed oil, but my skin is really good in the sun. I don't really get burnt very often, so I don't have to worry about that. And I honestly I really don't use anything. Like, I have some products that I got sent from Osea Malibu that I use sometimes. I love their products. If you're ever looking for great skincare products that are vegan and all natural, Osea Malibu is the best, top of the line. So I'll use their stuff every once in a while. I spray rose water on my face pretty much every single day, but I don't use products really. I use coconut oil if I have to take off any makeup, and I just scrub the crap out of my skin gently, not harshly or anything, but that's all that I do. So there are a lot of questions about pregnancy, which is funny because I'm not even pregnant yet. Are you nervous about giving birth? Do you plan on using a specific birthing method? I mean, I guess anybody would be nervous about giving birth, but I'm not nervous about it in the sense that, I mean, I know that it's probably going to be painful and it's going to be long and it's going to be hard, but I'm not nervous about it in a scary sense. It's a natural thing that our bodies are built for. It's what we do. We're women, we grow babies, we can have babies. It's a totally natural thing. My biggest scare would be if I somehow ended up in the hospital for some reason and I was forced to make decisions because I had a breech baby or I had to have a C-section or something like that. That would be scary to me, but having a home birth where everything's like controlled and relaxed and in a good environment, and I have, you know, I don't have people trying to like put IVs in me and saying like, you know, we only have 5 minutes, we gotta get this baby out, or like freaking me out, then I would be totally fine. But I'm not scared of the birthing process. I would just be scared of something happening to where I end up in a hospital and then everything's kind of taken out of my control. Which if that did happen, I would do whatever I had to do to have a healthy baby, but I just like to avoid hospitals whenever that is possible. What are my thoughts on appetite suppressants? I think they're totally ridiculous. You do not need them, a huge waste of money, and you're basically just fighting your body. The best thing you can do is eat healthy, honor your hunger, eat when you're hungry, and enjoy the food that you're eating, and just stop being afraid of food. Know that food is okay. It's okay to be hungry. It's okay to eat a normal amount of food. Food is here for us to provide us with nourishment and energy. It's not something that we should be counting and measuring and weighing and freaking out over every, you know, mealtime. I think appetite suppressants would be like the exact opposite of self-love and trying to just force your body to do something totally unnatural, and it's 100% going to rebound and affect you in the future. Where do I get my super cute crop tops from? So most of my crop tops are from Free People. I would say most, like 90% of them are from there. This one is actually from Aloe Yoga. But yeah, either Free People, basically Free People is where I get all my clothes from. Do you ever cheat on snacks, chocolate? If you mean cheating in a non-vegan sense, no. But I will eat junk food and chocolate every now and then, but it's always vegan. What is with the condo? Derek and I made a video about the condo when we finished remodeling it. So the condo is my parents' investment condo. They bought it, we remodeled it for them, and we Airbnb it for them. So they're kind of like snowbirds. They have a condo down here and then they live in Minnesota. And during the time that they're not here, we just Airbnb it. So I go and clean it probably twice every week, and that's why you see me there. We don't live there. We just manage it, and that's about it. When I became vegan, did my period stop or did I lose a lot of hair? So when I first went vegan, I never lost my period. My periods went from being really painful and really long to being pretty light in general, or at least a lot lighter than they used to be when I was eating a lot of meat and dairy. But I did lose a lot of hair, and I actually went to see a naturopath, and she said that it was because my body was going through a period of cleansing. So whenever we go through like a large weight loss, or mostly just a large weight loss or a big diet change, what happens is our body starts to cleanse out toxins, and it usually cleanses toxins in like a pretty violent way. A lot of times when people go vegan, they get headaches, they have withdrawal. Like, dairy is very, very addictive, and you literally have to detoxify it from it. And so when I went vegan, I noticed I was losing a lot of hair. Before I went vegan, I am not even joking, you guys, my hair never grew past this point. It never grew past my shoulders, and I don't know why. It just would always break off, and fall off, and it just never grew past that point. And then when I first went vegan, I did start losing a lot of hair, and I was really worried about it. But I went to see the naturopath, and she said my body was just going through a cleansing and that it would be fine, and to not stress about it, because stress is the biggest thing that would just make it worse. So she just said, keep doing what you're doing, keep eating a whole foods plant-based diet, make sure you're getting enough calories, and everything will be fine. And then a year, maybe into a year being vegan, my hair started growing back so thick and so long. Like, my hair is so long. It's like down to my belly button when I'm sitting here. And it's never ever grown this long before. So if you are losing hair, it's probably because your body is just having a cleansing process. It has to get rid of any old waste material, anything like that. And what suffers a lot of the times is our hair and our nails, and sometimes our skin can get really dry. I also had, what is that called? I also had urticaria? Cardia? You know the skin disease that Joe Cross had? So I had it all over my hand, and my entire, these two fingers all the way down to here was super scaly and itchy and dry. And then on my arms, I had psoriasis really bad. So my entire arms used to be covered in just like tons of red bumps. And I would show you, but you just have to trust me. I didn't even notice this, but it totally went away. The I can't say it, urticaria, and then the psoriasis totally just over time went away. My body, I guess, just, I mean, those are more autoimmune disorders where your cells are kind of attacking themselves. So just give it time. Don't stress if you are losing hair. Make sure, maybe get a blood test done just to make sure that you're getting all your vitamins and minerals and iron and all that stuff. Make sure you're taking a B12 supplement, and that you're just covering all your bases. And if everything is covered and you're eating enough food and you're not losing weight like at a super rapid pace and everything's fine, it is probably just a cleansing process, and your hair is going to grow back longer, stronger, thicker, more beautiful. Just don't stress about it. It happens to a lot of people. It's actually a really common thing. Would you ever go to Burning Man? Yes, totally. We wanted to go to Burning Man this year. It's just we didn't think we'd be able to, because we just have so much stuff going on. Honestly, all the time, like, we just have so much stuff going on. And I don't know. I don't even know when we will be able to make it, but I would love to at some time go to Burning Man for sure. What are your views on life and death, and what do you believe in? So I really didn't know what to believe until I read Conversations with God. If anybody is like afraid of death, I highly recommend reading the 4th book in the series. It's called Conversations with God, A Life with God. That's not what it's called. At Home with God in a Life That Never Ends. And it's all about death and what happens. And whenever I read a book and I get chills, or whenever something is happening and I get chills, I just know that it's like my soul speaking to me, and that this is like divine, this is true. So when I was reading that book, it made a lot of sense to me. And ever since doing ayahuasca, I feel like, I mean, when you do ayahuasca, you kind of go to the other side. So you kind of see, you know, that this is not all there is. Like, this is not even real. This is just a moment in time where we came here to learn, and we're going to go back to our home. Like, this is not actually our home. Now, just remember, this is somebody asking me what my belief is. So I think when we're in a physical state, we're here to learn lessons, to have a life experience, to create who we are. So in the last book, in Conversations with God, he explains life, or birth and death, being like a doorway. So when we die, we just cross over to the spiritual realm. Right now we're in the physical realm, and when we are just born, we are coming from the spiritual realm into the physical state. And we come here for just different reasons. I truly believe that we pick our parents, we pick our bodies, we pick what we're here for, what our plan is, what our purpose is. And when we die, we leave the physical body, but we are still us in every way. We just detach from the body, from the mind, and we just become spirit again. But that's just what I believe. I also have been very into reading about people's near-death experiences. That's also a very interesting topic. So yeah, basically I believe that we are eternal, that we have always been here. We're constantly on a purpose of evolving and raising our consciousness, and we never die. Here's another spiritual question. What's your take on fate? Do you believe we are predestined or choose our own path? I think we come here with a plan and with a kind of path to our purpose here. But I also feel like we have free will and we can choose to abandon that ship if we want to. But I feel like our feelings that we get are what guide us. So whenever we're feeling bad about something, it just means that, to me, it means that we're off our course. So whenever something feels really good and I'm really motivated and I'm really loving it, I'm like, this is what I need to keep doing. Because I'm enjoying it, it's bringing me, you know, great feelings of happiness and gratitude and love and all these things, and I just need to keep doing this. But whenever I'm like forcing myself to do something and I hate it and it feels really wrong and it feels really bad, I know that maybe I could try to force myself to do it for a little bit, but I know that it's just not on the right path. Like, it's not the right course that I'm supposed to be taking. So I totally believe in fate, and I totally believe that we can choose to not follow that fate. And I think if we decided to come here for a reason and we don't fulfill that reason and we leave, we're gonna come back and we're still gonna have that same exact lesson to learn. So here I have a couple questions about motivation. Somebody says, how do I stay consistent with my goals? How do you stay motivated all the time? What keeps you motivated? If you're not motivated to do whatever it is that you're trying to force yourself to do, it's because it's not something that's probably going to last, and it's probably something that you hate doing. So just because somebody else is doing something, and maybe that's how somebody, for example, lost weight, or that's how, you know, they live their life and you look up to them, so you want to kind of go along that same path. Whatever is working for somebody else is probably not going to work for you. And the reason that you're not motivated to do this thing or to get to your goals is because you're just approaching it in the wrong way. It's not because you're a failure, it's not because you're lazy, it's just because you're not having any fun with it, and it's becoming way too big of a chore for you to do, and it's basically ruining your life. So I'll just talk about this in a weight loss aspect. Say, for example, you have a friend and she started running and she lost 40 pounds and now she looks amazing. And she says you should start running because that's how she lost weight, but you hate running. And you start forcing yourself to go running every morning or every few days, and you hate it every single time. You're not going to stick to it. You're going to hate the entire process, and you're just going to give up, and you're going to fail, and you're going to start back where you started however many times you've tried to get on this journey. So my advice to you is, if you're having trouble staying consistent or having trouble being motivated, just find something that you like doing. Find anything that you like doing and just start doing it. Even if it has nothing to do with exercise. Maybe you really like, you know, cleaning and organizing your house, and you've just found that your house is like become really messy, and it's making you feel bad, it's making you feel lazy, it's making you feel dirty. Just start cleaning your house. Start somewhere. Start doing something you enjoy. If you like gardening, just start filling your day up with things that you enjoy doing. If you want to add exercise to your routines. Just find something that you like doing. If you like walking, if you like doing yoga, if you like lifting weights, and just say, I'm gonna, you know, stay as consistent as I possibly can with doing this. And if you just don't feel like doing it one day, then just don't do it. Honestly, like, I don't go to the gym every single day. I don't do yoga every single day. I did for a while, but the more that I find that I force myself to do things, the more that I rebel against myself and I don't want to do those things. So for me, being active in my general life is really just about finding a really good balance. And if I don't go to the gym for a few days, when I do go to the gym, I bust it in the gym and I love it and I feel great, and I'm always reminded how much I love going there. If I don't do yoga for a few days and then I go and I do a like long stretching routine and a bunch of inversions and stuff, I'm just like, oh, I love this so much. And having a few different things that you enjoy doing, I think is really what helps stay consistent, because it's not like you're doing the same thing all the time, and it's not like you're being really hard on yourself. Even when I started weightlifting, I had this really set routine that I was doing 5 times a week, and over time I just found myself like naturally wanting to do different exercises and have more fun in the gym. And now my workouts are twice as long and I'm doing way more exercises, and it's so much more fun because I get to try out all these cool things and like do what I really feel like I'm doing that day, or what I really feel like doing that day. So if you're having trouble staying consistent, staying motivated, look at what you're doing and get rid of all the stuff that you don't like doing. The last thing I'll say is take the extremes out of it. If you're trying to do like a 30-day juice fast or a 30-day potato reset or something like that, and it's becoming really difficult for you to stay on track and to actually like enjoy your life, then just get rid of it. Like, you have so much time in this life. You need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy what you're doing, what you're eating, your exercise, your relationships, your job, everything. And really just take some time and look at your life and figure out how you want it to be. The things that you want to do and what's going to be most enjoyable for you. And then you won't have any problem being motivated or staying consistent, because it'll be fun. Okay, I think that might be the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you want me to do more Q&A videos, I definitely can. I don't even know how long this one is gonna be. I feel like, I mean, I've been sitting here, I've started my camera 3 times now, so it should at least be 45 minutes. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.